guys, welcome back to another video. Wherever you are, special greetings to you, and don't forget, if today is your first time, please do me a favor by subscribing to the channel. Also, don't forget to hit on the notification bell whenever we drop video. You can also get it and watch. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how Ghanaians parliamentarians are fighting in parliament. They are there to govern, or they are there to rule the country. Meanwhile, they are in parliament fighting. And also, we are going to talk about Germany going to deport refugees and also asylum seekers. You understand? So guys, without wasting much time, let's do this thing together. Yeah guys, as I said before, in Ghana, our parliamentarians, the people that we have given them power, that they should come to office and govern the country, so that people that are found in the country will also, get something good. You understand? At the end of the day, these parliamentarians end up by fighting themselves in parliament, which doesn't make sense. At the end of the day, you, the citizen that you have voted for them to go to parliament and govern the country, they will be thinking only of their family. Because if you are not thinking of only your family, you will not go to parliament, the whole parliament of the country, where people are watching you. And then they always say leadership, for example. Some leadership, you don't have to follow their example, you don't have to follow their steps. If you follow their steps, you are going to lose. As what they did in Ghana, these leaders, if you use these leaders and you say leadership, for example, this one is wrong. How can you be fighting in parliament just because of somebody that they are going to elect for the 8th parliament of speaker? Just election. One MP, one member of parliament just came and he just took the ballot papers that they were counting and ran away. Why should you do this? You have to think of the country. This is telling you, the citizens, that these people are not thinking of you. They are just thinking of their stomach and their family. You, as a voter, that you voted for them, some people will be killing themselves during elections. It doesn't make sense. This is time for you to, sit down and think that these people, they are not ready to help you. They are not ready to help you, because you have, if you are doing something, you have to think of the citizens, because you sworn in that you are going to abide by all the rules and the regulations that govern the country. And then in the Constitution of Ghana, there is no page. If you open the Constitution of Ghana, you are not going to see that parliamentarians should fight in parliament. It doesn't make sense. Put the picture of the man who took the ballot papers from the man who was counting hand. His name is Carlos Kingsley. And then now, if you go to Wikipedia, the way they have made his name, they said Carlos Kingsley Ahinkra, a Ghanaian politician. They said Carlos Kingsley Ahinkra is a Ghanaian politician and the member of parliament of Tema West constituency. He was the deputy minister for trade and industry in Ghana. He is the first member of parliament to snatch ballot papers in the chamber of parliament during election of the speaker. Guys, you understand? They said he is the first member of parliament to snatch ballot papers in the chamber of parliament during elections of a speaker. It doesn't make sense. All these people, you give them leadership. Guys, let's go and watch the video. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the updates. So I hope you have seen the video that is the corrupt leaders of Ghana for you, and then this is a disgrace to Africa as a whole. European leaders or European countries will be saying Ghana don't have problem, especially Italy will say, ma il Ghana non è male. Hey, non è male. This is malissimo. Look at parliamentarians fighting in parliament. You will say Ghana is cool. Ghanaians don't have any problem. Why is it that you are here? You understand? Meanwhile, we have problem, you understand? But that is that. Guys, let's move on to the other story, you understand? Germany is saying they are going to deport Syrian refugees in Germany because some of them, their criminal records, they will go through, they are harming the citizens, and then you will see that they are Islamic terrorists, you understand? And then this deportation is not going to affect only those who are committing crimes. It's going to affect even Syrians, immigrants as a whole in Germany, you understand, especially in Berlin. And these immigrants from Syria are doing demonstration against this thing because they are saying it's not going to affect only people who are committing crimes, but it's going to affect all Syrians, immigrants. And meanwhile, right now in Syria, Afghanistan, all that place, things are not moving well. There are a lot of wars over there. So if they deport them, it's going to be a big problem for them, you understand? The country is not safe. Unlike Ghana right now, look at parliamentarians fighting in parliament, you understand? So they are doing this demonstration to block this deportation. If not, it is going to be harm to all of them living, all of the Syrians immigrants living in Germany, you understand? So they try to do this demonstration, you understand, because the interior minister of Germany announced this in last year, you understand, and this year they are going to do this thing, you understand? So these people have started, to do something to block it, you understand? And people, and then even lawyers in Germany are saying they have laws, they have judiciary system. So if immigrant or asylum seeker commit a crime, you understand, you need to look. If the asylum seeker needs to go to prison, you need to take the asylum seeker to prison, not that you are going to deport all the immigrants coming from that country, you understand? Although they said one granite spoils all granite, you understand, but sometimes you need to manage. You can try to remove the one you just chew that you are see that is disturbing the other granite, because if you have, that is the only granite you have, you understand? So you need to do something at least to help them, you understand? Even maybe it's not even going to affect only the Syria people, maybe another country people, you understand? So interior minister of how do they call it, Germany, we are begging you, don't deport this our brothers and sisters from Syria. It's not a good thing, you understand? Our countries are not safe. They are not safe. As first video you guys are seeing, it's Ghana that they say peace, peace, democracy, democracy. It's not there. The leaders are just happy for their family and their stomach. They don't think of any people, citizens who even vote for them in power. You understand? They are just thinking of their stomach, and then they will tell the European people that their countries are safe, they should bring back immigrants, and then the money that they will pay on top of immigrants, are if they reach the country, they should give them so that they will use to do something. My guy, if you reach that money, they will not give it to you again. You understand? So guys, without wasting much time, let's go quickly and watch this Syrians immigrants demonstration video. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the updates. So stay.
Syria! 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 It starts with talking about deporting criminals, but it does not stop. This is just the beginning.
Germany is lifting an 8-year-long ban on deportations to Syria, creating a way to send people back to the devastated and dangerous country. It was announced after a meeting of the country's regional interior ministers late last year.
Wer schwere Straftaten begeht oder terroristische Absichten verfolgt, um unserem Staat und unserer Bevölkerung empfindlich zu schaden, der muss unser Land verlassen. Derzeit gibt es in Deutschland rund 90 islamistische Gefährder mit syrischer Staatsangehörigkeit. Es ist nicht einzusehen, dass eine Abschiebung in diesen Fällen nicht einmal geprüft wird.
Officials insist the decision will only affect a very small group of serious offenders, but that has done little to comfort many here in Berlin's Syrian community.
I want to know what's driving their fears. understand the consequences of the decision, and why it's happening now. Wafa Mustafa is one of hundreds of thousands of Syrian refugees who found safety in Germany. She knows what the Assad regime can do.
An officer in Syria can ruin your whole life, can deprive you your freedom, can ruin your family's life, like mine.
Wafa says her father had been taking part in anti-government protests and was kidnapped by regime forces. She's not heard from him in more than 7 years. She's not a criminal or a terrorist, but the German government lifting the ban on deportation to Syria worries her. Her fears are driven, she says, by what has happened with asylum seekers from other countries with volatile security situations.
We know from previous experiences like the Afghanis that the minute deportation, the door for deportation is open, everyone is a fair game.
The German government warns its own citizens not to go to any part of Afghanistan because it's so dangerous. This graph shows the number of terror attacks that have taken place there since 2013. It was so contentious to send people back to Afghanistan that initially deportations were sporadic and involved convicted criminals. From 2013 to 2015, less than 10 people were sent to Afghanistan per year. But numbers increased from 2016, and those on the deportation list were not all criminals or terrorists. Like 20-year-old Asif N., his application for asylum had been rejected, but he was studying at a vocational school with the prospect of being taken on as an apprentice. That's where police arrested him in 2017, pending deportation. His classmates protested, and he was eventually released. Stories like these concern Wafa, even though she has protection under asylum laws.
I studied here, I've been here now for almost 5 years, and yes, I feel that I'm also at risk. I know it's now a matter of time, and maybe in a few years I will also be deported to Syria, to a torture state.
Organizations like Amnesty International say the Assad regime is guilty of gross human rights violations, like forced disappearances, systemic torture, and arbitrary executions. A 2016 report found that in one prison near Damascus, as many as 13,000 people were executed by hanging between September 2011 and December 2015, with no due process.
And Amnesty International is not standing up for criminals, saying that they are great. We are standing up for their rights, and they also have the right not to be sent back to death. Under the rule of law that we have in Germany, it is really possible to deal with people who do not abide by German laws. We do have courts that will maybe find that people should be sent to prison. What we cannot do, Germany is bound to international law. We cannot send people back to a place that will not guarantee that these people are not subjected to torture or maybe even die because the situation on the ground is so poor as it is in Syria.
Guys, I hope you have seen the video. So that is the first part that we have watched. You have seen what is going on, and then we are moving on to the last part of the video. When we are back, we will give you the rest of the update, so stay tuned.
Berlin has yet to announce any concrete plans to attempt a deportation to Syria, and it may prove impossible in practice to do so. Germany has no diplomatic relations with the Assad regime or direct flights to the country. But Interior Minister Horst Seehofer said he is open to deportations following a case-by-case evaluation. He has been accused of pandering to the far right ahead of an election year.
I think it's not a question of moving to the right or moving to other political positions. It's a question about securing our society.
Patrick Sensberg is a law professor and a member of Angela Merkel's ruling Christian Democrats. He says lifting the ban on deportations to Syria is above all about prevention.
we are signaling that we don't accept people who are doing crime, who are doing major offenses here in Germany, are not in a safe haven. We had several attacks in other European countries. We had attacks also here in Germany.
In recent years, German authorities have arrested a number of Syrian migrants who posed a threat to public security. Despite the arrests, attacks have also taken place. In 2016, a Syrian who'd been denied asylum blew himself up near a music festival in the southern German town of Ansbach. And in October of 2020, a 20-year-old Syrian stabbed one person to death and wounded another in the eastern city of Dresden. The attacker was said to have had an Islamist background.
If we have clear indicators that these people planning attacks are radicalized, we don't want to wait until the attack takes place and then react with penal law. We want to get before, because we have to save our people in our country as well.
Sensberg says that finding safe areas and ensuring deportees are not subjected to violations have to be secured beforehand. He insists none of this means Germany is willing to deal with the Assad regime as such, just with lower levels of administration.
We don't want diplomatic relations to the government yet, so we have to open other channels. We could talk about discussions on the police level. We could talk about on lower level, lower than minister, state secretary. So we have many possibilities about communication. We are in communication about, for example, the intelligence institutions. So, of course, if we want somebody to be brought back to Syria, I think there will be channels of communication that secures that.
No deal with Assad!
To Wafa, the Interior Ministry's decision to lift the ban on deportations to Syria could cast a shadow over Germany's reputation as a beacon of hope and justice for those who fled the Assad regime. The country's laws recognize universal jurisdiction for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. So when refugees identified two alleged former Syrian intelligence officers here, German officials acted, and the two men were arrested and charged. Their trial started in April 2020. Wafa spent days outside the courthouse holding photos of her father and others who've disappeared in Syria. She says that was when she found something she had long searched for, but only found in her adopted homeland.
It was the moment where I was like, okay, so this is how justice looks like. And this is the first step on a very long, exhausting, difficult road towards justice for Syria and for Syrians. Germany decided that they will not compromise, they will not forgive war criminals, and they will prosecute them even though they are not Germans. The crimes were not committed on a German land, and the victims are not German. And now we're here today talking about refugees, even criminals, to be deported to Syria. So it is a contrast, and it doesn't make any sense to us. And we're here to say that this is not acceptable.
Yeah guys, I hope you have seen the video. So that is what is going on currently in Germany, you understand. And then I think this is not good if they are going to do this thing, you understand. So we all pray that this thing shouldn't happen, you understand. So I think this is the update I have for you today. The name still remains Official Cracker. If you have not subscribed, my brother, my sister, my father, my mother, what are you waiting for? Just subscribe and be part of this amazing family. Just support. It's your support that will keep us giving you updates, you understand. Because if you are supporting, wherever the information is, we will go and look for the information and come and deliver it for you. If you are just coming back from work, just relax, eat, do everything, and just go and search Official Cracker. Look at the update that is going on and watch, and you are free. You are not going to search for news like the way I am searching for news. I'm going to look it for you. Your own is to subscribe, share this video, and support this family. You understand? So till we meet again in the next video, stay safe and stay blessed. Peace out.